Hi folks, welcome to the stream. As you know, my name is Emma, I'm also known as Storyteller, and I'm a storyteller, and that means a blend of writing, music, video games, as such as I am, and why? I'm a bit physically disabled, apparently permanent unintellectual, so I need to study. I'm composing for film, TV, and video games. Recognise fully as support and fully endorse decolonial activities between all Indigenous peoples by colonisers. So that's me. Yes, and left having a bad face tonight, so we're going to spend most of the evening. If other people have got suggestions about the scene tonight, the list is going to be content, suggestions, music, composing, production, writing, gaming, survival, gaming, flight sim, gaming, other. And before 10 minutes on the poll. Feel free to recommend your preferences and the things that I've more or less capable of. Let me know which of those you want to see, and we'll do a second poll. As I said, today, no, I'm not ashamed of that. Like I said, too hard to so, yeah, that's about it. Now, I'll let you go. Oh. Okay, well this is a sort of interesting intersection between you can tell from the sort of AI voice. So I've been diving down the aviation. I found out that it's deep. One. We're running our content. That's my other big interest in music and writing, particularly screenwriting. And I want the content to actually, like play on the screen and do audio, and that's not what's happening. Nope. Sorry, folks. Trying to make the thing go. Ah, that might be it. No, that's not what's happening. Okay. Let's try this.
No, this is a simulator. But this is Petter from Mentor Pilot, who is a qualified pilot and qualified training instructor, right?
Yes, correct. I work with instructing new pilots and examining new pilots before they're allowed to actually fly the real aircraft, and after they're allowed to fly the real aircraft as well.
And so over on your channel, you're going to be doing the breakdown of everything you're about to tell me from your air traffic control center through there.
Exactly, that's the idea.
Yeah, you're not going to be in there with me. I'm going to be on my own in the disaster movie scenario where I am the only one left conscious on the plane. And I don't know, what do you think my odds are?
I'd say they're pretty good. I'd say in the high 20 percentile, yeah.
Right, okay.
But in order for me to know that, really, I need to know, do you have any previous experience at all?
I've been in one flight simulator for a comic relief video many, many years ago, but they just put us on like the easiest version. We were already coming into land, and it was just keep the controls straight, you'll be fine. Like, this is a motion-based simulator. It's gonna move. All right, next time I see you, I will have either landed or landed the hard way.
Correct, and I'm gonna go this way.
Thank you. Okay, I'm in position, seatbelt on. I mean, I guess this is the first cheat, which is that I would never have got through that cockpit door, right?
Absolutely. So we have to do this as a theoretical scenario where you have gotten access to the cockpit in some fashion, but in reality, in an emergency like this, a passenger would never get access through the closed cockpit door.
And would never be able to magically conjure up an air traffic controller on their headset immediately.
In this case, obviously, we are communicating through handhelds because you're in a simulator and I'm in a briefing room, and this is the only way we could do it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, we are on autopilot at 15,000 feet. Let's land this thing.
What I want to try to establish now is basically where you are, and then we're going to discuss on how we're going to get you down on the ground safely. So if you could see at the top of that display, there should be a box with 3 green values in it, something like N1, hopefully LNAV, and something else. Can you say to me what it says in those 3 values at the top?
Yes, I can. Left is Mike, Charlie, Papa, Sierra, Papa, Delta. Middle is LNAV. Right is Alt Hold.
Perfect. That means that you're maintaining the altitude now. And remember that the autopilot that you've just confirmed is on is like a third crew member. That's the way that we pilots view it, okay? That crew member is perfectly capable of flying this aircraft. So what we're going to do from now on is we're going to try to tell that autopilot what to do in order to get you safely down on the ground, okay?
Understood. And we're aiming for Dublin Airport, is that right?
Yeah, I have you on radar here, and it looks like you're pretty close to Dublin Airport, so that's what we're going to try to do. Now, the top, if you look below the glare shield, the top panel below the glare shield, it's called a mode control panel, right? It has a lot of windows with numerical figures in them and a lot of buttons. Do you know which panel I'm talking about?
I believe so. That would be directly below the windscreen, the windshield.
Yeah, that's correct. That panel controls the autopilot, okay? You will see on the right-hand side that there is one button that says Charlie, Mike, Delta, and it would be green. Confirm?
Confirm.
Yeah, that's the autopilot button. Do not press that because that disconnects the autopilot, and that would be a very bad day.
Understood. Not touching that button.
Okay. If you can find the window that says altitude on it, tell me when you've seen it.
I see it. It reads 15,000.
Yeah, just below that there's a knob. Can you turn that knob until the value reads 4,000 feet instead?
Confirm. That now reads 4,000. Wheels next to what I assume is the throttle just started spinning on their own, and the plane is now banking very, very, very heavily to the left.
Yeah, that's because it's following the LNAV track that it has pre-programmed. Don't worry about that. Okay, so the aircraft is now descending down to 4,000 feet. That's what you've told it. And it's now following heading 270. So we're good, right? The aircraft is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And what we want to figure out now is how much time we have to do this. So in the screen that is second from the left, in the right-hand corner there should be a value of how much fuel in total that you have on board. Can you read that out to me?
Yep, confirmed. Total 3.8.
3.8. Okay, that's perfect. So that's quite a lot of fuel. So we have plenty of time. All right. So time is not an issue. Okay. From now on, it's going to start to be a little bit more complicated. Okay, because now we have the aircraft under control. So now we're going to try to get it into a position from which it can auto land. So first of all, I want you to get your seat adjusted where you can rest your feet on the pedals easily.
If this is an ejector seat, I'm going to kill him. Yep, okay, I'm in position.
All right, so what we need to do now is that you're going way too fast, okay? We need to get your speed back in order to make a safe landing. So if you go up to the mode control panel again and you go out to the left side, the second window from the left should read iOS or Mac. Can you tell me again what the number is in that window?
291.
Okay, that means that you're flying 291 knots at the moment. Can you bring that value back to 220 knots?
220, confirmed.
Perfect. Can you just tell me if the speed is reducing?
No, it's not. There was also just a very loud beep that sounded like a dial tone for about 2 seconds.
You can disregard that for now. That's because you are about to level off at your altitude.
That's good. Okay. The speed is not decreasing. We're still at 262.
Well, if you're at 262 and you were at 293, then it is reducing.
Oh yeah, I'm just nearly panicking slightly. I kind of forgot this was a simulator for a minute. Okay, good.
Now we're going to turn the aircraft again. So if you go back up to the mode control panel and look at the heading window again.
Yep, currently reading 270.
Okay, can you turn that knob below that to the left until you get a number of 100 on it?
100 confirmed. The plane immediately started banking heavily to the left.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to do, because what I'm doing now is I'm actually turning you downwind for the landing, okay?
I cannot overstate how unnerving it is to be in a motion-based simulator for the first time in my life. It is so convincing.
Yeah, no, that's the idea. Right, so you're currently maintaining 4,000 feet, and can you tell me what speed you're keeping at the moment?
219.
Now, you're coming almost perfectly abeam the airfield now, which is great. So the next thing that I want you to do is to the right of the thrust levers, there is a flap lever. Do you see that?
I see it.
I want you to move that flap lever to the 5 position. You have to go through a gate, first 1, and then you can move it to 5.
Yep, that caused the trim wheels to spin a lot.
Yeah, so what's happening now is that the flaps, you know, those things at the back of the wings, they're now extending. That's causing a lot of drag and a lot of shift in the way that the aircraft needs to fly. So that's why the trims are moving. You know, they're trying to readjust to this new configuration. But this also allows us to reduce the speed. So if you go back up to the speed selector.
Yep.
Bring that back to 180 knots.
180. I can actually feel us slowing down in here.
Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want. So now we're in a really good position, okay? The flaps are coming out, the radios are all set up, and basically I'm just waiting to turn you in for final now.
Okay, I could briefly see the ocean below me, so like knowing Dublin Airport, I'm guessing I'm doing a right turn soon, I think?
Correct. But we're going to take you out quite far so that you have a long final. The other thing that we need to discuss is after landing, the only thing that this aircraft will not be able to do automatically is to maintain the direction once it's on the ground. You will have to do that using your feet, okay?
Okay.
The thing to remember is that you don't need to push almost anything, especially not at high speed. It's just basically a light squeeze left or right if you see that it's deviating from the center line. It probably won't, but if it does, that's all you need to do.
So basically, let the plane do everything until we're down, at which point slight touches on the pedals to make sure we keep towards the center line of the runway.
Correct.
All right, let's land this. Yep, confirm that we're pitching downwards. Altitude is decreasing.
Perfect. That's exactly what. Now you're captured on the glide slope and the localizer, so now we're well set up. Now the next thing that you need to do is if you go up to those autopilot buttons that I talked about, you can see those 4 ones at the top right part of the mode control panel.
Yes, I see it. A/P engage. Also, I have visual on the runway.
The next thing we want to do is we want to reduce the speed back to the landing speed. So if you take the flap selector and bring it all the way back to flap 40.
Flap 40, got it. We just had the 2500 announcement. A lot of trim happening.
Yeah, because the flaps are extending to its full position, so that's perfectly normal. As we now get a little bit lower, I want you to monitor the flight mode annunciator, those 3 green bars on the top, and just tell me if something appears there, something different.
All right, we've just got green letters at the moment. I'll let you know if anything changes.
+100.
Perfect. What I'm looking for is something called flare. It should say flare, but it'll come later on.
Minimums. Flare and minimums were just called.
Remember now that once the aircraft touches down, which it's going to do by itself, once that's happening, then you are the one that's going to control it on the ground with the rudders. So don't do any big adjustments, very small, smooth adjustments on the runway, and just let it come to a complete stop, okay?
1,000. Understood. Just passed through 1,000, and I've got the Dublin smokestacks over to the left of me. All right. Here goes.
Okay, can you see flare enunciated on the primary flight display, on the FMA?
Yeah, I have flare on the display in front of me.
Perfect. That means that the aircraft knows that it's going to do an autoland, so that's good news.
There are cars on the roads in this simulator.
I just want to tell you, good luck. We're all counting on you.
I mean, we're counting on the autopilot at this point, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you're getting close now, man.
Hi, One Life's Journey, make it count. I hope you will. Yeah, my life is trudging along. You know how it is. There's always something that could be better, but there's always plenty that could be worse. So, you know, how about yourself? Are you happy? Are you well? Are you making forward progress with your goals and objectives?
Very close. I'm just going to keep my feet resting on the pedals, ready for arrival. We are at 300 feet. Here we go.
Let me know when the aircraft has come to a complete stop.
I feel like I should be holding this, and that's not my job. The computer's doing everything. I just need to just stay back. Do not touch anything until we're down.
Here we go.
50 feet.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Flaring. There we go. We're good. Little bit to the right. Little bit to the right. Little bit to the right.
Now let's hope that he comes to a stop. Come on, Tom. There we are.
The aircraft is at a complete stop. We have landed.
My man, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Dublin.
I mean, the computer did everything. It was knowing what to push and having the confidence to know what to push.
Yeah, but you see how well this aircraft does
Yeah.
things when you just tell it. I mean, that's what I
Yeah.
meant by having a third crew member.
Absolutely.
If you just communicate, if I communicate to you and you
Yeah.
communicate to that, it works perfectly.
And what if there was like strong crosswinds, weather, anything like that?
It would handle it up to a certain
Yeah.
amount, but I wouldn't take you in if the crosswind was too hard, you know?
Right.
But the problem with higher crosswind would have been to stay on the center line after landing, which is
Yeah.
why I was briefing you about that.
Oh yeah, we kept going to the left, and I kept
Yeah.
pushing more on the right. And
But you're here,
We're
and
here.
you're on the ground, you know? This
Hey.
is exactly what we wanted, on the asphalt. So cool, man. Well done,
Thank
well
you.
done.
A few upgrades and a few very much downgrades. I've got a push to talk button down here now, so I don't need to keep reaching up to a microphone to touch things. But also, the very first thing we're going to do as soon as the sim sets off is turn off the autopilot. Wish me luck. Okay, ready when you are.
Okay, so if you hold onto the steering yoke on your right-hand side, there is a button by your right thumb. Do you find it?
The one that says autopilot disengage.
The very same, yes.
Shall I push it?
When you push it, you're going to have a terrifying siren going off, all right? Telling you that it's just you and me now. And so press it once, and when that siren goes off, press it again to get rid of the siren.
Confirmed, we're on manual.
Now we're going to concentrate more or less on what you see on your primary flight display. That's the screen that you straight in front of you. So what speed are you keeping at the moment?
224.
Okay, Now what I want you to do is I want you to bring back the thrust levers a little bit, like bring them back a little bit and feel what happens to the aircraft when it does so. Feel that it's trying to pitch forward by itself. Can you feel that?
Yes, I can.
All right, pitch it forward, but not too much, just a couple of degrees. And you see on the horizon, you know, the attitude indicator that you have a cross in front of you. Just bring it down a couple of degrees, but don't let the speed decrease too much, okay? Just keep the speed going around the speed that you have now.
Understood. It's less of a cross and more of a T shape at this point. I appear to be descending quite rapidly. I'm going to pull back a little on the stick.
That's it, okay? That warning that you just heard is that you're away from your cleared altitude, but we're going to disregard that completely now.
Okay, I'm holding the speed at about 198. We are descending.
If the speed is 190, you're too slow, so pitch forward a little bit.
When you say pitch forward, does that mean go down or go up?
That means go down. It means push your yoke away from you. So push it but very little. Remember, it's a big aircraft. So just push it forward a little bit, okay? And on your left-hand thumb, you have a trim switch. That's the one that moves those little wheels next to you. That's if you feel that you need to use a lot of force when you're flying, you need to move that switch either forward or backwards to get that force away, right? You're trimming out the aircraft, making it easier for you to fly.
Do you mean right thumb?
It might be, yeah, it might be on your right thumb, actually.